Yes, indeed. It's the first of the knockout games here at the 2017 Hong Kong Sixers. We've got South Africa taking on New Zealand, and we've got our toss representative, our match referee in a sense, Simon Scanlon, captain of the Kowloon Cricket Club, who's got the coin. You're going to flip it. Peter Fulton's going to call. Go for it. Heads is the call. It is a head. New Zealand win the toss. I'm going to pop over here. What's it going to be, Peter?
We'll have a bowl.
What's the reason for it? First knockout game of the tournament?
Oh yeah, I don't think it really matters too much. You've just got to obviously swing hard and try and bowl a few Yorkers. So we'll have a bowl first and then try and chase it down.
Everyone's been performing in bits and bobs in the tournament, looking to put it all right together now.
Yeah, I hope so. We just want to go then, I guess, try and enjoy it, not get too tense. Just like I said, go out, have some fun, and hopefully it's our day.
All the best, Peter.
Cheers. Thank you.
Let me come to Aubrey there. You've been put into bat. I know you've been liking to do that all throughout the tournament. Happy to do that in a knockout game?
Yeah, I think rather in this game we want to have runs on the board, and in their previous game they failed to chase it down, so better scoreboard pressure might be in our favour today.
How different is the mindset going to be? Because all this time it's going to be a second chance every time you played. This time, no second chances.
I think coming into the tournament, we took every game as if it was our last game. So that's why we're just playing and without any fear of failure. So we're just enjoying it. We're putting anything that everybody's expecting us to be with defending champions maybe. So we're just enjoying it here. It might be our last, you never know, but we're enjoying the tournament.
And finally, of course, you looked invincible in the field, but you had to finally be the first person to drop a catch. You didn't pick that up, did you?
No, I actually thought he hit it into the tennis courts there, and then I just seen it out the sun there late. But let's not put any mockers on me now. Let's enjoy the batting first.
Yeah, you said high standards, all the best.
Cheers, cheers.
Yeah, well, that's the news from the toss here. It's the first Cup semi-final. It's the New Zealand big captain, Peter Fulton, who's won it. They've decided to go for a bowl first.
Thanks, mates. Here it is, our first semi-final of the 2017 Hong Kong World Sixers. South Africa, the defending champs, are going to take on the New Zealand Kiwis, which should be an absolute belter. Chris Rogers, who's your money on?
Oh, I like the look of South Africa. I think they've played some pretty good cricket so far. And yeah, Adams there has been one of their main players with the bat and with the ball. He's been a bit of a difference. We've seen Stewart and Fulton do a good job with the ball for New Zealand, but I'm tipping South Africa. What about you?
I don't know. I'm going to sit on the fence. How's that sound?
There's a surprise. How's those splinters?
I'm going to say the South African fielding has been outstanding, and I think that may just get them a nose in front. But because you've picked South Africa to win, seeing we're in commentary, I'm going to go for the Kiwis so we can have a crack at each other through this game. Here's how the points table ended up. And as you can see, Pakistan were absolutely outstanding, finishing on top. South Africa, Australia and the Kiwis, they will round out the cup competition, and then we'll have a plate comp. Hong Kong will play Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh the MCC in semi-finals 3 and 4. Plenty of action still to come here at the Hong Kong World Sixers, and the crowd is rolling in, and they're starting to get a couple under their belt, Bucky, so the crowd are warming to it, and they're ready, and we are ready to go for semi-final number 1.
It's exciting now. As we heard, it's no longer a round-robin competition. This is knockout stuff, so just the pressure valve goes up a bit too, doesn't it? So we're going to see some probably a little bit more desperation in the field, maybe even a bit quicker bowling, but hopefully a lot more huge hits.
Well, this is some of the fielding we've seen from South Africa so far, and some of the big hitting, and the catches have been outstanding through this match from everyone. We've seen a couple go down too, don't worry about that. But generally, that was a beauty there from Hurd. Nearly knocked himself out, I reckon. Some high balls. And what I will say here in Hong Kong, sometimes the sky is so clear, you actually find it hard to distinguish the distance that it's coming from.
Well, there's no respect. That was probably the catch of the day there from Darren Stevens. He's 41 years of age. And he's run round, and this one as well, Samit Patel. I think he had an early night, and that's probably what helped him take that catch. But we've seen some absolute beauties already this morning as well.
Early nights, it's Halloween in Hong Kong, and let me tell you, it's one of the great weekends of the year.
It's too busy for me, Ryan.
Well, I was tucked up in bed. I'm still on Netherlands time, so I needed a kip. So here we have it. The South African batsmen are ready to go. And first ball, if you don't mind, is almost a dismissal, but it's 6.
Just as we talk up the catching, the first one goes down at deep mid-wicket. Well, the skipper there, Peter Fulton, didn't quite judge it and only could get one hand to it. And I think he just knocked it. Oh, he did knock it over, didn't he?
Almost. Reverse Malachi goes for 4. A great start from South Africa.
Oh, that's classy batting. He knows that the left arm orthodox is going to come round and try and bowl it across him to negate that leg side.
An appeal for LBW was close, but no cigar.
Dot balls are so precious in this format, isn't it? Almost the team who bowls the most amount of dot balls wins the game.
Oh, absolutely. They're absolutely worth gold. Irwi, the left-hander, has bunted that near the Hublot sign. The Hublot, oh my word.
What sign was it, Ryan?
The Hublot. I got too excited. And a swing and a miss. Oh my word.
No, that looked like a tracer bullet straight at that Hublot sign. Just fell short in the end, but look at that. The precision timing just off.
Again, the reverse, and it's going to go for 4 byes. The end of the over, you can see the reverse switch hit, and the wiki couldn't stop it.
Well, we've had this issue all tournament, how far back these wicket keepers stand, and in the end they keep taking the ball on the half volley. Finally, Nathan Reardon in the last game moved forward and he started taking them on the full and he took a catch.
It's a lot easier, let me tell you. And especially if some of the guys aren't wicket keepers, it's a lot easier catching it on the full.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to us up here, but what would we know?
Everything's easier from up here, surely.
Well, you've only been a part of this tournament how many times? 5, 6? How many have you played in?
Played in a couple. Here we go, Began from around the wicket. Slow ball to start, picked it and sent it into next week.
I think he was waiting for that one, Ryan.
We'll try again, Began, and guess what? Same result, this one even bigger onto the leg side. I hope the traffic is looking out on Cox's Road.
Well, from memory, Began did exactly the same in the first match New Zealand played this morning. Came around the wicket, bowled that line from this end and got dispatched in that game as well.
He bounces him and strikes him on the arm. A good comeback.
Do you think he beat him for pace there or lack of?
Very well bowled, whatever it was.
A little bit of banter going on out there, threatening another bouncer. Not sure at 110 kilometres an hour is going to be scaring too many people.
Well, that's a leggy out of the back of the hand. And guess what? He picked it and it went a long way.
He's given the thumbs up to a few people as well.
Well, the old mate with that megahorn is back today and he's given it to everyone.
Thought he might have lost his voice overnight, which is a shame.
That's better. Nice and full and he can only get a single.
Hopefully we'll we'll get a few pictures of the guy with the megahorn at some stage. But look at that. That was right in the slot for him. Thumbs up there, and then thumbs up to the guy in the crowd.
So we're 40 after almost 2 overs. Make that 46, no problem whatsoever. That's another big high ball away over the leg side.
Pretty ordinary bowling that, I would have thought.
Well, to say he missed his length was an understatement.
Well, let's hope he did miss his length.
46 for none, and the South Africans are off to an absolute flyer. Sayanvala 18 off just 4 rocks, Irwi 23 off 8. And it looks like Shannon Stewart will come on to bowl the 3rd over. First ball is going a long way back as well. A big hit from Irwi, and he now goes to 29.
And here we see the 6s from the last over. Couple over mid-wicket.
Oh, there's another one, and he'll be on the way to his mates to sit down and onto the pine because he's going to retire at 35. And the South African defending champs are off to an absolute bolter.
Well, that's 283 sixes we've seen in this competition so far, and they're going up quickly at the moment, right?
Some wise man in the box up here told me that there weren't so many 6s today. Maybe all the boys are a bit tired. Well, guess what? The action is hotting up. Adams, the new batsman, and he has hit him. That could be an edge, and it is. First ball. He was one of their guns, and he's out first rock.
I've been on fire today. I talked up John Hastings batting, and then Risco Adams is batting as well. Both have got golden ducks.
And going down first ball.
Oh, you're a beaut. At least to reach the wicket. Well, can that just halt the momentum a little bit? Nicolo's the new man. Jerry needs to hit a couple of big ones. It's hard and flat first ball. Good piece of fielding, though, down there on the boundary line. Will save at least a couple. And hits the stumps if you don't mind.
And nearly the double play. Nearly rebounded down, hit the stumps at the striker's end. Fantastic piece of fielding. How's that not rolled into the rope?
That's Ranil Hira. He bowled the first over. That's a good piece of work. And as you can see, stays clearly inside the rope. It could be a leg by. The skipper, Peter Fulton, has bowled a pretty good over so far.
I've seen many a batsman who would have just accidentally kicked that ball away from the bowler then as he ran over the top of it.
There's one ball to go, and as we've seen so often, this last ball's generally the toughest. And there you have it. That's going to be 6, and we nearly lost the cameraman because that went at pace towards him.
I tell you what, Ryan, you're calling it better than I am at the moment.
Well, over the day and a half so far, either first ball or last ball, and generally most of them in between have gone for 6, but it is that last ball, it seems that the batsmen just are lining you up to have a piece.
Well, New Zealand really, if they're any hope, they need to have one decent over here. Stewart has been their go-to bowler so far. Keep on to say Patrick Stewart.
He looks a bit. The captain of the start. There it goes, because that's going long. That's not a great start. That came by us, whistling past our ears.
Ashrel Prince, team manager, looking on. South African legend.
Next time, Stewart's gone to fully, and he's going to hit that for 4. And tell you what, we've had some big scores, but the South Africans are bang on target to make the biggest of the day so far, the biggest of the competitions, so to speak. And that's not going to help their make their cause any worse either. That's another one. Low and hard towards their own dugout. That's a little better. That's fuller.
Of course, that previous 6, that's where all the balls are held. If that ball had smashed into those boxes, that could have been quite comical.
Well, at least we got plenty of spares because we're going to need them. And this one is, as we speak, will be polished up as well because we're not getting that one back.
Ryan, who climbs onto the roof here after the tournament to fetch all these balls?
Well, when I was coach, I would have, but that's better. And only a single off the last. South Africa are 1 for 91 with 6 balls remaining in the innings. And Sayanvala will have to go because he's 31 from just 7 deliveries. So here you go. This is what we've got left today. South Africa and New Zealand are currently going at it. Then Hong Kong and Sri Lanka will play in a plate semi, followed by Pakistan and Australia in a cup semi. Bangladesh and MCC to round us off. And then we go into the big ones, the plate final, the cup final, and we'll have a 3rd place playoff just for us to have a rest. On the leg side, and that's going to be a 4. He didn't quite get it, but it's still a boundary.
115, the highest score we've seen so far.
Yeah, that's in a real lot of danger. Because Elliot Hurd needs to get his length right. And that, from the sound of it, is like a gunshot for another big one. I reckon the South Africans are defending champs. They want to go further. I'm pretty sure they were tucked away in bed at about 8:30 last night getting ready for this. And a bouncer is a little edge down their leg side and they'll scamper a single. And we've almost lost an umpy.
Oh, controversial call here. A no ball above shoulder height. Oh, that is hurting.
Took the pace off it a little bit there and it worked well. Easy, it's only going to be a single. Oh, there's a misfield. Unfortunately, a misfield has cost them an extra run. Nicolo is close. He's 22 off 7 and he still wants some more. That sounded a bit better contact and it goes for a boundary. He still hasn't hit one in the middle, he feels.
Well, it was an inside edge. I think he's trying to hit this one over wide mid-on, but just dragged it. Because he did, that bounced just inside the rope.
Again, he doesn't quite get that, and they're only going to get a single this time.
So what do we need? We need a boundary here at least of this last delivery. Well, that'll equal. So if we see a maximum, we'll get the highest score of the tournament so far.
Have a look at the stance. He's gone, it's a piece of this. It's going to go on the leg side, no matter where you bowl it. And he's actually got out of the over quite well, but it's going to run away for a boundary. He actually bowled that pretty well. He still leaks a 4, and that's the equal highest score of the tournament so far. South Africa have ended up on 115 for 1.
They've played a blinder there, haven't they? some amazing batting. Probably not the best bowling performance from New Zealand, but I think I'm pretty comfortable with my tip about South Africa winning this match, Ryan, right at this moment.
Well, we'll hit the replay button. I'm pretty sure I was with you. And if I wasn't, we're going to scrub it. There's the scorecard. Irwi and Sayanvala were fantastic, 35 and 31 respectively, and everyone got a piece. But your man, Adams, was fantastic first rock.
You can't get them all right, of course, Ryan. But, yeah, if we look at the New Zealand bowling stats here, I think they're going to be very disappointed. Here are not the worst at the top there with 16, but from then it's ugly viewing. And probably their bankers there, Fulton and Stewart, didn't have great games, and that's cost them.
Well, coming up next is the plate semi-final. The home team, Hong Kong, against Sri Lanka. And Gotham is down there with the two captains.
Yes, indeed. The first of our plate semi-finals, as I mentioned in the previous game, it's all about knockout cricket right now. I've got the host team, Babar Hayat, the captain of Hong Kong, and Parvez Maharouf of Sri Lanka. He's got the coin. Go for it. Tails is the call. It's a tail. Parvez Maharouf wins the toss. What's it going to be?
We're going to bowl first.
You're going to bowl first. Knockout scenario. What's the strategy like now?
I think we tried defending two totals. We failed. So I think it's it's a make or break situation. So I think personally, small grounds. So I think give it a go for chasing.
Different mindset. Knockout game.
I mean, it's just a normal cricket, but the only thing is added extra pressure, especially when you're chasing down. So I think it's been a good game.
One key change you've made for this game.
Yeah, Jeevan Mendis is not playing. Sampath comes back.
All the best for it. Babar, let me get you in here. Happy with the outcome of the toss?
No, we wanted to bowl first as well. Unfortunately, we lost it. So we're going to bat first and try to put a good total on the board.
But what's the kind of total now you're looking to put on the board?
Obviously, anything 100 plus is a good total. So we try to get to 100 and then see from there.
Yes, we've seen from all the teams today, there have been several 100+ totals. So I think everyone's getting into the groove right now.
I think everyone is getting now every team scoring over 90 and into the 100. So if we get to the 100, that will be good.
Good luck. Keep the Hong Kong flag flying.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just let me hold him there for a moment there, just to let you know, a reminder what's happened at the toss. Parvez Maharouf of Sri Lanka has won, and he's decided to bowl first.
Thanks, Gotham. There'll be some barracking going on there with the Hong Kong local side batting first against Sri Lanka in the plate semi-final. Who will be your tip there, Christopher Rogers?
Well, only because therefore you'd have to go for Sri Lanka. I'm going for Hong Kong.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm not going for Sri Lanka in this one. This is the highlights. This is how South Africa barged their way. That one there almost went for the Hublot 12. And they just literally bashed the Kiwis around the park.
Yeah, it was brutal batting here. Just looking to hit every ball for six, and most of them in fact didn't it? So kept going all the way. They had great momentum throughout, and you can see some of these massive hits. We see a wicket there, Adams, who my man got out for a golden duck, but the other batsman who came in just kept it going, and that was one of the biggest ones we've seen so far. And it didn't stop, did it? Continued all the way to the end of the innings. Hurd at the end, tried to stem the flow, but he couldn't do it. And in the end, South Africa, a mammoth 115.
Little Kiwi sitting, looked a little bit upset about what had gone on. But the beauty of this game is that you're never out of it. You might not have bowled very well, but the Kiwis are a big chance to chase this down if they get away to a good start. And Graham Beggan has been outstanding. Hopefully we're not going to put the curse on him, but he has been outstanding so far in this tournament. And that could be out, and the commentator's curse is on fire in the box.
I'm glad it's not just happening to me here, Ryan. Well played. going to be pretty hard to win this one from here, isn't it? You lose one of your best players when you're chasing what would be a record 116. So South Africa, you can see the happiness there. They've all come in for the high fives.
No worries whatsoever. We are on fire. Any good player, if you want us to put the mocker on him, just give us his name. We will continue. Raniel Hira will try and get the Kiwis back on target. A little cross-bat slog there will only get him one, but at least the Kiwis are underway.
Well, Urwi's having a game to remember here. 35 off 10 with the bat, and now a wicket and just a single with his first 2 deliveries.
Good piece of batting there from the new man, Elliot Hurd. That one sounds better, and it goes a long way into the KCC swimming pool.
So
that's good bowling. Can only get a single there.
That's proper there, Sorrow. That's proper there, boy.
a huge hit here by Hurd. I think New Zealand need a lot more of that, because at the moment 95 is the highest score that's been successfully chased in the tournament so far.
That's short and dealt with. A boundary to finish the over. 1 for 16 or 16 for 1, depending on where you come from around the world.
16 runs and 1 wicket.
There it is, Cricket Hong Kong, and they've got a wonderful partner in Instarem. I wanted you to say that. I was just waiting for you. Instarem, they do a wonderful job, and Cricket Hong Kong are very lucky to have them, and so are we.
Exactly 100 runs. Rolling second over, draw.
Second over, Dry's got the rock in his hand, and that is a skyscraper straight up. He's going to have to do it himself and can't do it.
I had money on the ball there. As we spoke, the clear sky above, it's hard to know just in fact where the ball is with no clouds to give a bit of perspective. But that was straight up the chimney, wasn't it?
That was high. Wow. Will it cost him? Well, that one's dragged away to the onside. But again, replace your divot. And that's a piece of turf that will need to be replaced.
I wouldn't be surprised if that, in fact, was a 4. Oh, we won't see that. We see the drop catch now. Oh. You thought he was in pretty good position, but that's just gone. Slipped through the hands, nearly hit him in the head. Nearly a falcon.
A low full toss is almost taken. The South African fielding, which we spoke highly of, is under the pump.
Oh, they're doing their best to keep New Zealand in the game here, aren't they? Mind you, that would have been an absolutely spectacular catch. Look at that. That was coming like a tracer bullet. Had to dive forward as well. They're as hard as they get.
A little bit better contact, but this time he's found the man. On his way, the Kiwis are in big trouble at 2 for 20.
And you can see how keen they are. A lot of the sides, when they take a wicket, they don't even run in. But look at that. South Africans all get there and they put their hands in. What do you reckon they say there, Ryan?
Yay, team. LKF. Who knows? It seems to be working though, because they right now are on the brink of being the first team into our cup final. Kachopa is the man who comes in at number 4. And he starts with a piece that's going to go all the way.
Well, they're going to need something special from here to get up in this game. First ball, Chopper goes bang, straight over the head of the bowler.
And he hits the next one even further. He wants a piece of the big fella dry. And he hits 2 in a row to finish the over very well for the Kiwis. But they're still under the pump at 32 for 2 after 2 overs, chasing 116.
As we see, the high scores, and well, South Africa own them both, don't they? So they've been the best batting side of this tournament so far. Been right on, haven't they, in this tournament?
Yeah, absolutely. Swangpole is the man who's going to bowl some leg spin. The first one, he doesn't land, and it hasn't landed yet.
Oh, I think that was the attempted wrong one. But it doesn't matter if it doesn't land, does it, Ryan? That's about a knee-high full toss, or even higher.
That one's an outside edge that's going to go all the way over point for 4.
Oh, he's lost his front hand there, didn't he? Made a one-handed shot. Swinging that hard.
Hira whacks this one for 4 as well. And the funny thing is, 4s probably won't win it for them. They need a bit more elevation. But it's a pretty good over so far.
Well, if they can hit a couple of 6s in these last 2 deliveries, and if they could hit that Hublot sign, then this game could change quickly. You just never know, do you?
24 minutes into this match. And they're needing something very special. Do the Kiwis. That he's going to get away with it as it clipped his leg. Oh no, it may have hit the pad. The umpire has called it a wide.
We're just going to see a couple of these drop catches by the South Africans. They probably don't want to see this.
There's a dot ball. He was probably unlucky the one before wasn't. The beauty of Dry dropping his, he did it brilliantly because he quickly ran back to his mark and thought no one would notice. This time it's straight and long and a 6. Hira gets a maximum.
So we've got 20 off this over so far. New Zealand, if there's any chance they need a maximum off this last one as well.
That's short and hoiked away on the onside. That's almost a brilliant piece of fielding, but it goes for 4. And that will be the end of Hira. He reaches 32 and will have to retire.
What about the desperation from the South African fielders there? 2 fielders diving.
Brilliant. And guess what? Here's the silverware, Bucky. That's what one of these teams want to put back on their plane for their trip home. It's an impressive piece of silverware.
Of course, the plate champions as well. There is something for everyone in this tournament. You can lose a few games, but that doesn't mean you're out of it. Does it, Ryan?
Absolutely not. Every game means something. That's big Shannon Stewart that has joined us at the crease. That's a top edge. That's another high ball. The wickie's taking his gloves off. You little beauty. Why would you need gloves when you're a wickie?
I don't think I've ever seen that in my life there, Cambo. That keeper, he's taking his gloves off to take a high ball.
Well, I'm going to say that I saw him in a game previous drop one. So he's decided he's obviously not a full-time wickie. It's easier to catch him with your hands. And whatever, 1, 2, 3 LKF there from the South African lads as they're enjoying their day here at Kowloon.
Is that like one Fong or one Chai?
Have a look at it, dropping of the gloves, and he takes it nicely. We've seen a bit of everything here today and yesterday, and there's a lot more to come. Stewart down the leg side is off the leg, and they're going to get a leg by Scamper one.
Right. My man Adams, he's been brilliant this tournament so far, particularly with the ball.
See, you've jumped off him as a batsman pretty quickly. Big Peter Fulton, the skipper. Oh, hello. There you go. You could hear that in the effects mic. They'll get a bye because our man with the gloves wasn't quite as clean as what he was hoping.
Well, why do they even have gloves on? Is that a rule? You have to have gloves on?
They're the laws. The keeper has to have his gloves on at the point of delivery. A little bit of change of the field. I'm not sure the fielder will go anywhere near that, or he nearly did. Can you believe it? He almost pulled in a screamer.
You can't be at bed by 8:30 and then drop 3 catches in the game, Ryan. What's the point?
Well, 2 of the 3 have been tough ones. This one was almost a beaut. That one is no chance of being caught unless you're running past on Cox's Road.
Let's have a look at this drop catch again. Jarman actually nowhere near the ball. First of all, didn't need to jump, and then got his lines wrong badly there.
That one's whipped away for another maximum. Nicely done. And Shannon Stewart continues his fine form.
Well, I think they need something special now. 38 off the last 6 balls, so we need a Hublot maximum here, a 12, as we see that sign. One of the 2 we have in the ground here. I wonder if the batsmen are going to target those signs.
Well, you'd hope so. I don't think they'll be playing for Reading, that's for sure. Nicolo will bowl the last over for South Africa, and all he needs to do is steer the ship straight. That one gets hoyed away on the leg side, but it's only a single. And the Kiwis are going to go out of this competition, sadly for them. Although Shannon Stewart loves hitting a boundary, and he's hit a lot of them this trip. Most times. You don't need two hands here at Kowloon. That one, as he has used two hands, and he's whacked it over mid-wicket for 6 this time. He's gone to 30 off just 6 rocks.
We need a miracle from here, don't we?
Well, he's going to pick up one, and unfortunately that's going to do it for Shannon Stewart.
It's still possible here. You just never know, do you? We've got to hit that Hublot sign twice. We haven't even seen it hit once yet, but we need to see it hit twice. As Stewart retires, 31 off 7 balls, another fantastic innings from him.
He retired before 32.
Along the deck won't do it for the Kiwis. And as we just finish out this match, South Africa are through to the final of the 2017 Hong Kong Sixers. Drop that too. They haven't caught very well, the South Africans. A little bit of pressure. He's hit that very well though. And that's a pretty good piece of fielding. Although it's going to go for a boundary, and it's over. And there you go, Chris Rogers. What you love to see, a little bit of jig and move.
He's got the moves, does he, Nicole? Look at that. The happiness there. They're happy to be in the finals. They came here. They want to win this cup competition.
I can tell you one thing, folks. Nicolo versus Rogers on the dance floor tonight is every chance. And what a spectacle that would be.
There's only one winner there, Ryan, let me assure you.
Oh, it's fantastic. The Kiwis were very brave throughout this tournament, but unfortunately they came up against a red-hot South African outfit that absolutely bombed them out of the park when they scored 115.
They've been impressive through this tournament. You can see that desire to win. They've thrown themselves around in the field, albeit they caught poorly in this match, but they didn't need to because their batting was outstanding in the first innings. 115, the second time they've posted that total, the highest in the competition. They can be very happy with their work, and they will take on either Pakistan or Australia in the final, the 2017 World Cup Sixers.
Well, the boys are dancing, they're happy as Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline, comes blaring over the sound system. And I know that's one of your favourites, Buck.